What's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the brand new MDLX Optimus Prime by ThreeZero. And I'm really looking forward to this figure because I was a huge fan of the MDLX Bumblebee figure that came out earlier this year, and if Optimus Prime is anywhere near as good as Bumblebee, I know that I'm going to be super happy with this. So let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the packaging. You are able to see Optimus Prime through the window, although it is kind of difficult because he's covered in plastic and there's a bunch of glare and all that stuff. Down here we get some artwork. It does say MDLX Optimus Prime, and then we get a look at Optimus Prime himself looking badass. On the side of the box we get some more Optimus Prime artwork. On the back we get a look at Optimus Prime in a bunch of poses. I don't know if the figure is going to be capable of all these poses, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the figure or if it's just some cool looking artwork. In any case, it looks badass. Down here there's a bunch of bullshit. On this side of the box we get some more Optimus Prime Transformers graphics. It says Transformers there. We have the Autobots logo and then Prime himself. And that's about it for the packaging. It is collector friendly and all that good stuff, but enough about the pretty box. Let's go ahead and get Optimus out and take a look. And so here we have Optimus Prime right out of the box, and god damn, this thing is awesome. He looks amazing. He has so much sculpted detail. There's all kinds of things going on there. The articulation is pretty ridiculous, especially considering the design. They found a lot of clever ways to make things kind of shift around and move so that you could use the articulation freely, and it's a whole lot of fun to play with. So this is a great figure. Originally, I thought these MDLX figures were based on some type of movie design that I was like unaware of or something, but it turns out it's original designs by the folks at ThreeZero. And that's pretty interesting because when you look at this figure, you can see a whole lot of different type of influences in there. Like there's a bit of a movie kind of feel to it with the realism and stuff. And then obviously there's a little bit of classic Optimus Prime in there. But then not only that, there's a little bit of the IDW comic book version of Optimus Prime. So yeah, it's kind of like a combination of all these different versions of Optimus. And I think it comes across very well. And they just did an incredible job in capturing all those different ideas into one figure and just making it really, really unique and amazing. So yeah, this thing is pretty badass. I'm very happy with the way he turned out. It looks incredible. Look at all the detail on there. Jeez. And you can't really see any of the articulation points when you're just looking at the figure, but he has joints everywhere and everything just moves around and feels very good when you're playing with the figure. So yes, I'm very happy with the way this guy turned out, but let's go ahead and get in close and take a look at all the insane detail on him. And the amount of sculpting work that they put into Optimus Prime is pretty damn incredible. They really went all out with the details. There's things all over this figure to talk about. Just so much detail, so much sculpting work, and it really looks amazing. But let's go ahead and get into it, starting off with the head. As you could see, this head definitely has an IDW comic book kind of look. And I like that design for Optimus Prime. So I think it came out really nice here. It translated very well into figure form. And man, look at all the details on there. It looks great. I like how we have a little bit of a black wash in there to bring out some of the sculpting work. And then like on his ears or whatever those things are called, he's got like a little bit of silver dry brush to make it kind of look worn. And then on the back we have like these vents that are very well sculpted. And look at that, man. It looks like real machinery, you know? So yeah, this is a great looking head sculpt. And then we've got the light blue eyes that are a nice contrast to like the silver face. Man, that's dope. But moving down into the body, we have these things. I don't know what they're supposed to be, like lights from the front of the diesel, but they look good. Man, look at all the detail in there too. It's insane. Look at all that stuff. There's just like so much going on. And I love all the different colors, like the metallic paint that they have. It looks incredible. And then here's the windshield of the truck that looks nice. We've got the grill. And let's take a look at the back of the figure because it's pretty insane what we have going on back here too. Look at that. Just an insane amount of sculpted detail. And this piece is removable. We've got a little bit of sculpting work underneath that, but it definitely looks a lot better with this back piece on. But yeah, that is removable and you could just plug it back in. But look at that. That looks good. Again, we have some more metallic paint. Look over here, we have some like vents or whatever. Then we've got the smokestacks that have a nice silver shiny color with insane sculpting work. We've got the Autobots logo cleanly applied to the shoulder. And man, look at the black lines in the details. I mean, like inside the sculpt there, they outlined it with black lines to bring it all out. Man, that looks amazing. Then we have some more like silver shading there. Coming down into this part of the arm. Again, some more silver shading that just kind of makes it look worn and real, you know. The hands kind of have a little bit of that, so that's nice. And then moving back over to the body here. We've got these pieces that do shift around and get out of the way so that you can move his legs and stuff, but they're on little ball joints and they look pretty good. They're very well painted. And moving down into the legs. Look at that. This is a beautiful looking figure. I just love this silver brush on there. Yeah, man, this is such a great looking figure. And there's like black line work all over this guy. Look at that. Damn. Yeah, this is a beautiful figure. The sculpting work is insane and the paint work matches it perfectly. So I'm so happy with the way this guy looks. He looks incredible, man. They did a great job with it. And then for accessories, Optimus Prime does come with some pretty cool stuff, including 6 different sets of hands. So first off, we have a pair of fists, and then we have a set of open, relaxed hands. And then next, we have a set of posed, pointing hands. And then we have 3 different types of gripping hands. The first set are trigger finger hands that could be used to hold on to the gun that he comes with. And then we have a set of gripping hands that could be used to hold on to the axe. And then finally, we have these gripping hands that look kind of weird. They're positioned in a weird way, but they're perfect for holding on to the Matrix. And then taking a closer look at his weapons, starting off with the axe, I think this thing is badass. I love the design. I like all the mechanical stuff that we have going on in here. And then we've got the nice looking translucent orange blade and the translucent orange spike coming from the back of the axe. I think this looks really dope. I love the colors too. I like how all the mechanical parts are like a dark gunmetal type of color. It's a nice contrast to the bright color of the orange blade. And look at that, man. It looks really, really dope. I do wish that he had a tighter grip on it. As it is right now, he is able to hold it with no problem, but the grip isn't as tight as I wish it was. But yeah, this is a dope weapon, man. Optimus Prime with an axe is always awesome. Whether he's holding it or it's coming out of his hand or whatever, I just think it's a very cool thing to give Optimus Prime. And this is one of the coolest axes I've seen with an Optimus Prime figure. And then next up we have Optimus Prime's gun, and I do think this looks really good. There's not a whole lot that's unique to it. It looks like your regular standard Optimus Prime gun. It's big, he looks awesome holding it. It does have like a gunmetal color that kind of matches the body of the axe, and I think it's very well sculpted, and it's a good accessory to include, so I like it. But like I said, it's ridiculously big. But yeah, I think it's always cool to throw in a gun with Optimus. And then lastly, we do get the Matrix, and this does look really nice. You could see that we have some really great looking silver paint, some gold paint, and then the blue in the middle. So yeah, this looks good. And what I like about this is that you could actually remove Optimus Prime's chest. This just pops off, and it's held on there with like magnets and pegs and stuff. But you could remove it, and then you can take the Matrix and put it in here. Bam. And it fits in there nicely, and then you could just go ahead and put this chest piece back on, and you could kind of see it through the windshield there. But I love that he's able to hold it on his body. I think that's great. But the Matrix itself does look really good. So yeah, they did a great job sculpting and painting it. And then for some size comparisons, here we have Optimus Prime alongside the MDLX Bumblebee, and I think they look amazing together. I really hope that ThreeZero continues on doing these like original design Transformers. And then on the opposite side, we have the Flame Toys IDW Optimus Prime, and I need to get some more Flame Toys figures because I love this figure, but they mostly do model kits. But I hope to see them do more just action figures, especially IDW Transformer stuff, because they killed it on this one. And then next up, we have him alongside the Hasbro RED Optimus Prime, and that figure is pretty cool, but that line ultimately is a disappointment. On the opposite side, we have the Revoltech Optimus Prime, and that figure is pretty awesome. I feel like it's kind of slept on. People don't really talk about it, but I think it's pretty dope. I just wish that he had a ball joint at the waist. If he did, he would have been badass, but as he is right now, I think he's pretty cool. And I think it's interesting that we have so many different non-transforming Optimus Prime options out there. I think that's pretty cool because I don't care for transformations. I know that people always bash on me for that, but when it comes to Transformers, I'm more interested in just the characters. So it's nice to have like articulated versions of some of these characters that don't have the transformation stuff kind of getting in the way of my enjoyment of it. But there are some transforming Transformers that I like quite a bit, and here's a couple of them. On the left, we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Rodimus Prime, and then on the opposite side, we have the Transformers Legacy Generations or something Blaster. Both of these figures are great. And then next up, we have them alongside the Hasbro Transformers War for Cybertron Bumblebee. I think that's what line this is from. I'm not even sure. On the opposite side, we do have the War for Cybertron Optimus Prime, though. And I think this MDLX Optimus Prime could fit with these type of figures scale-wise, but they kind of clash stylistically. But they still look good together. And then here we have them alongside the Hasbro Bumblebee Movie Optimus Prime and Soundwave. And then next up, we have them alongside the Mattel Masterverse He-Man and the NECA Cartoon Ninja Turtles Raphael. And for some 3 3/4 inch action, here we have Optimus Prime alongside the Marvel Universe Captain America and the Star Wars Vintage Collection Death Watch Mandalorian. And then here we have him alongside the Marvel Legends 20th Anniversary Captain America and the G.I. Joe Classified Storm Shadow. And then most importantly, here we have Optimus Prime alongside the Marvel Legends Bucky Cap and Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man. And considering the complex design of Optimus Prime, I think ThreeZero did a great job of implementing articulation in a way that doesn't obstruct the sculpt or the look whatsoever, but at the same time, all the joints maintain a really good amount of range. And as a result, this figure is ridiculously fun to play with, and he looks good in any pose you put him in because the joints are just so well hidden. So yeah, I'm very happy with the fun factor and the posability on this guy. But let's see what we have going on starting off at the head. So he does have movement at the lower neck, so we get some nice tilt action out of that, which is great. And then he could look side to side. He could only look down to about right there, which, you know, that's about what you could expect out of any Optimus Prime figure. And then he could look up to about right there, which is actually pretty damn good. So good movement at the head and the neck. And then for the torso, he does have a diaphragm cut, but it really just functions as a really awesome ab crunch because we don't really get too much movement side to side out of it. You basically can just go forward with it, but look how much he's able to crunch forward. Boom, that's awesome. That's like the most I've seen on an Optimus Prime figure. Yeah, that's super dope. And then it goes back to about right there. But yeah, it definitely feels like there's a ball joint in there. You just don't get too much movement out of it. But that forward crunch is pretty damn amazing. Look at that. And then we do get a little bit of side to side from the waist joint because it looks like there's a ball joint at the waist. But again, it's not a whole lot. And then he does swivel at the waist. So pretty good movement at the torso, especially with this awesome ab crunch. So I'm really happy with that. And then for the arms, we do have these awesome butterfly type of joints. And these get a whole bunch of really good movement. What I like is that you could get his arms in front of him enough to be able to hold his axe with 2 hands. And yeah, I really like the way they did the shoulders because, you know, these big blocky shoulders definitely present a lot of problems, but they did a good job at making these kind of like movable. They shift around so they don't get in the way too much. And yeah, they're awesome. And I like how you could get his arms in front of him a good amount to get him into a decent punching pose. Let's see what we could do. Yeah, so really great stuff here at the shoulders. I like what they did there. And then they are able to go all the way around, which is nice. And then they come up to the side a really good amount. And just look how this whole shoulder piece just kind of gets out of the way. It doesn't obstruct the upward movement whatsoever. Damn, that's dope. You could get his arms way up. And then he does have an upper bicep swivel, which is nice. He has double jointed elbows. They get a really good range. Damn, look at that. That's a really nice bend. And then he does have a little ball joint at the wrist, so we get a swivel, and then it just kind of moves around however you need it to. So that's nice. And then for the legs, we've got some really great stuff going on. Check this out. So as you can see, we have all these little panels here, and they're on little ball joints, so they just kind of shift out of the way as you need them to. But right here for the hips, Optimus Prime does have some crazy drop down hips. And then you got this little piece that you could kind of turn like that so it gets out of the way. And then look how far up his leg goes. And you have to be careful when you're messing around with this area, because these things do pop off because they're just like little ball joints, so they just kind of plug in there. So if you get like too crazy when you're messing with the figure, these may pop off. But look how look how high he could get his leg. That's crazy. Damn. Freaking Optimus Prime. And then he could kick to the side a pretty ridiculous amount, but his leg's kind of heavy. As you could see, it kind of wants to come down. Let's see what we could do. That's still pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty nice side kick for such a big, huge robot. That'll definitely work. But yeah, these drop down hips are really, really nice. And then I like all these shifting pieces just to, you know, they just kind of get out of the way as you need them to. And they don't feel fragile whatsoever, so that's always nice. But like I said, they can pop out if you're getting a little careless with it, but they don't break or anything, they just pop right out. So that's nice. And then he does have an upper thigh swivel. And then check this out. He's got a really nice double jointed knee. Boom, look at that's crazy. Damn. Really good range on that. And then at the foot, we do have like, oh man, oh look at that. I didn't notice that this little panel comes out. That's crazy. I wonder what's up with that. That's cool. Yeah, so the panel kind of gets out of the way of the articulation. So yeah, we get some nice rocking action there at the foot. Goes forward to about right there. I do wish this was able to come down a little bit more, because it looks a little weird to me. But yeah, the foot could go forward a good amount. Then it comes up. Oh shit, look, he's got toe joints too. Nice, nice. Man, look at all these like panels that just kind of move out of the way for the articulation. That is amazing. So good stuff there. Yeah, man, the articulation on this figure is ridiculous. Especially just considering the design and just how big he is and how much you have going on, you know? There's just so much sculpt and pieces and little like machinery and just all kinds of things all over this figure that should obstruct the articulation, but it doesn't. They found a lot of really clever ways to make that stuff just move around and shift out of the way so that you can get the most out of all the joints. So yeah, they definitely killed it on the articulation on this guy. Okay, so overall, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, the dust settles, and it's all said and done, I think this is an amazing figure. And once again, ThreeZero did an incredible job. And I would say that Optimus Prime is just as good, if not slightly better, than Bumblebee. And the only reason I kind of lean towards Optimus Prime is because I'm more of a fan of his character. But as far as the figures go, they're both equally amazing. And I think that ThreeZero is straight up killing it with the Transformer stuff. So hopefully they keep it going and keep giving us these original designs because, man, so far they're doing an incredible job. But yeah, Optimus Prime has some amazing sculpting work, a whole bunch of really great detail, a whole bunch of really nice paint, and I really love the combination of styles that we see here. Obviously, he does have a bit of classic Optimus Prime, but then there's also some movie flavor, and then we have some comic book influence, and there's just all these different things that kind of come together and give us a really unique but also very familiar look, you know? Obviously, it's a Optimus Prime, but once you start to look at it, it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what it's based on, and it's because it takes elements from all these different things and it puts them together beautifully. So yeah, this is a great looking figure. He does come with some great accessories. He's got a bunch of hands, and then he does have the essential Optimus Prime weapons with the gun and the axe, so I'm happy about those. And then the articulation is ridiculous on this guy, especially considering that he's like a big robot with all these different parts and pieces that could potentially get in the way of the articulation. I think ThreeZero did a great job of figuring out ways to move those things so that you could use the articulation and have a lot of fun playing with it. So yeah, for such a big, crazy robotic figure, he does have a lot of posability and a high fun factor. So I'm always excited about that. But yeah, man, I think this is a great figure, and I'm just really, really excited about it, and I'm happy that he came out so good. I'm happy that he's as good as Bumblebee, and both of these figures are going to look amazing on the shelf. And like I said, I just can't wait to see what else they do with this whole like Transformers thing. They've been killing it with the bigger scale stuff, but I'm really happy to see that they scaled it down because I'm more of a fan of this scale. So You know, I've been wanting to buy the bigger stuff, but I just can't like justify it. I can't get into another scale like that. But ever since they started to do the smaller stuff, I'm all in. So, but I need to pay attention a little bit more because I don't even know if they have any other figures that they've done so far. They might have done some other ones. I'm not even sure, but at least maybe like announce some things that I'm not aware of. I'd imagine that they would do like a Soundwave pretty soon if they haven't announced it already. Let me know in the comments, or maybe I should go look that up, huh? I don't know. We'll see. But if they haven't announced the Soundwave, they need to, because I would be all over a Soundwave. Especially with this style where you take elements of all kinds of different things and put it all together. I think that'd be awesome. But yeah, man, I really love this Optimus Prime, and don't be surprised if he's on the top 10 list at the end of the year. And with that, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also, be sure to hit the bell notification so you know every time that I go live. If you're not aware, I do go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and every Friday at 7 p.m. So come through, let's talk about toys and get weird. Thank you very much. Peace.